Junie B, first grader. Jingle bells, Batman smells. P.S. So does May. Chapter 11. May's Big Surprise. Room 1 went to lunch. I did not eat my sandwich. Also, I did not eat my carrot sticks. Because how can I even swallow stuff when my stomach still feels sickish? I kept thinking and thinking about what I did. Only it didn't even matter anymore. Because now, it was too late. After we got back from lunch, Mr. Scary put on a Santa hat and he passed out cake and cookies and punch. Plus also, he gave everyone a candy cane. After that, he went back to our gift sacks and he folded their tops shut. Okay, everyone, this is the moment we've all been waiting for. Ready for me to deliver the secret Santa gifts, he said. Ready, hollered room 1. Mr. Scary smiled. When I give you your gift sack, please keep it on your desk, he said. Then, when everyone has their sack, we will open them all together. May jumped up and clapped. That is a deal, mister, she said, real silly. Then she sat back down and sang Frosty some more. And all of room 1 started singing with her. Except not me, because I still did not feel cheery about what I did. And there was nothing I could even do about it. Pretty soon, Mr. Scary handed May her sack. She stood up and skipped around her desk again while still singing Frosty. I drummed my fingers on my desk. Okay, now her joy is actually getting on my nerves, I said to just myself. Finally, Mr. Scary gave me my gift sack too. Thank you, I said. Only I didn't actually feel that happy, because May's gift kept on staying on my mind. As soon as all the sacks were passed out, Mr. Scary walked to the front of the room and he beamed real big. Okay, everyone. When I count to 3, we'll open our gifts. Ready? Ready, we shouted. Mr. Scary started to count. 1, 2, 3. And then whoosh, all the children pulled out their gifts at once. Except not me again, and not May. Instead, she just stared into her sack and she sat there real frozen. Her face had shock on it. Lenny turned around to see what she got, but May didn't move. What'd you get, May? He asked. What's wrong, huh? What's wrong? May didn't answer. Then Jose turned around too, and so did Herb and Sheldon and Shirley. What's wrong with May? They said. Is something wrong with May? May kept staying frozen. Finally, Mr. Scary came back to her desk and he bent down next to her. May, is there a problem? He asked. May did a big swallow. Her eyes had a little bit of tears in them, I think. Then, very slow, she handed him the gift sack and he looked inside. His mouth dropped open at that sight. Oh, he said. Oh, my. He gave it back. May looked up at him. I can't believe anybody would do this, she said real soft. Do what, May? Asked Sheldon. May breathed real deep. Then she reached into her bag and she pulled out her gift. Everyone gasped real loud. They could not believe their eyeballs, I tell you. They waited to get their breaths back. Then everybody started shouting all at once. The squeeze-a-burp! The squeeze-a-burp! Someone gave May the squeeze-a-burp! That thing cost a fortune, called Shirley. Squeeze it, yelled Sheldon. Yes, squeeze it, yelled the children. May started to grin. Then she stood up kind of slow and she gave that thing a squeeze. And ha! It burped beautifully. Room 1 laughed their heads off. Do it again, they shouted. And so May burped again. And then room 1 laughed again. And they kept on going on and on like that. Finally, May sat down for a second and she fanned herself with her hand. I think I'm being popular, she said, very stunned. Then she quick stood up again, and she skipped around the room, and she kept on squeezing her burp. It felt happy to watch her, sort of. Also, it felt hard, because I really, really wanted that toy. That's why I wanted it real bad. Only it didn't even belong to me now, and it never, ever would. My gift sack was still sitting on my desk. I put it on my lap and looked inside. Crayons, I said, very surprised. My Secret Santa brought me brand new crayons. Who even knew that I needed these things? All of room 1 turned around at once. Everyone, they said. I opened the box and breathed their new crayon smell. Then I lined them up on my desk and I smiled real happy, because Greenie was not a stubby and my Red's head was perfectly pointy. I smiled even bigger. Then I drank some punch and ate a cookie. My stomach felt better now. Pretty soon, May skipped back to her desk and she fanned herself again. Whew, being popular really gets you tired, she said. Right, Junie Jones, right? I looked back and nodded. Right, I said, kind of quiet. After that, May sat down and both of us ate our cake and we licked our candy canes. It was very peaceful of us. We were having goodwill, I believe. After May finished, she wiped off her mouth with her napkin. Well, I'd better get back to my skipping now, she said. I have a lot more burping to do before the bell rings. She jumped up from her chair, but instead of skipping away, she just stood there with the squeeze of burp and she smiled at me. Then all of a sudden, she reached across the aisle and she put it on my desk. Want to try it, Junie Jones, she said. Want to do a burp? I raised my eyebrows, very shocked. Really, May? No kidding? You would really let me do that? Then before she could change her mind, I quick picked it up. And I squeezed that thing as loud as I could. And wowee, wow, wow, it was the biggest burp of the day. May clapped and clapped. Ha! That was a good one, Junie B, she said. You did good. The words floated inside my head. I smiled. I did good. After that, May picked up her toy and she started to skip away. Then, whoa, hold the phone. It hit me like a brick. I jumped up and I grabbed May's arm. Wait a second. Did you just say my B? Because I really thought you said my B just now. I'm almost positive you did, in fact. May tapped her chin. Really, she asked. I said your B? That's funny. Then she did a little smile and she skipped away. I sat there a second. Then my whole face got happy. Only I don't even know why. Because I still really wanted the squeeze a burp, I tell you. And so how come I felt so good inside? Maybe when I got home from school, Philip, Johnny, Bob, and me would figure it out. But for now, there was only one thing I was really hoping for. I picked up my new black crayon and I wrote in my journal, Dear Santa, I really hope you were watching me just now. That's all I hope. Love, Junie B. Giver. P.S. You don't happen to have an extra squeeze-a-burp there, do you? Peace and goodwill. Amen.